Guys, here to share with you the essential clothing items that we found for our daughter from months 0 to 12, and also make some recommendations on things to choose or ask for your baby shower. So the first item I'm going to start out with is something that you're probably going to receive a billion of, and that is onesies. And yes, you will need them all. Now, we had our daughter in the fall, and so I did find essential the long sleeve version of the onesies just in order to get her an extra layer across her arms. We did, and I will cover here later, we used a sleep sack version that did not always keep her arms covered when she started turning over on her side. So it was really nice to have those long sleeve onesies along with her PJs, just to make sure that she was nice and warm, since of course you can't put blankets on your little ones when they are sleeping. So onesies, you will need them all. You will never have enough. The next thing is socks. Now, these socks are huge. You can probably tell here, these still don't fit my daughter, and she's been wearing these since she's been an infant. We simply pulled them all the way up to her thighs. And the reason why I do recommend getting larger socks than that will actually fit your son or daughter is because babies kick their socks off and then later in life they pull them off. So having something that's nice and long and pulled up past their knees is really going to be useful to you, so you're not constantly putting them back on. And plus they'll get, some use out of them when they get older and start really needing them to go under shoes. So too big of socks, that's the next recommendation. The next thing that I have that I loved are these kick-free booties. Now these are something that my grandma knit for me, and I just absolutely love them. I haven't found any booties that don't kick free besides these ones. And if you guys happen to be handy with a pair of knitting needles, the pattern for these are available online. Or if you know someone else who can knit them for you, maybe you can send them a little hint. Hey, I'd love for you to knit me these. Or of course you can always go on Etsy and purchase a pair. And these are called kick-free booties. Let's see, next thing, let's move on to sleep. So I referenced that we didn't always have our daughter's arms covered when she was swaddled when she was sleeping. So I will explain that to you right now. And that is because we loved this swaddler from Kiddopotamus. So this is it all swaddled up together. And you can see it's got kind of a sleep sack bottom here, and then the top is all open. And the reason we loved this one is because this was able to grow with our daughter. So as she got older and older, we simply moved the sack further and further down her body. So it started up here around her neck, and then moved underneath into her armpits, and then eventually was just around her stomach before we stopped needing to swaddle her. And I like this because these things aren't inexpensive, and it's nice just to be able to get some use out of them. The other sleep sack that we received actually from the hospital and also as a baby shower gift, so this must be a popular one, is the Halo sleep sack. And this one was great and everything, it worked just fine. However, you can tell that it's got this finite top here with these little tank top arms here, and then the finite bottom. So, our daughter is not large. She wasn't growing terribly huge, and she grew out of this in a couple months, which, it's kind of lame for spending 20 bucks on something and only getting 2 months use out of it. So I highly recommend, if you're going to be doing a swaddle blanket, to use the type that the Kiddopotamus is using. There are a few other brands out there. I think Swaddle Me also uses one that has this open top like that. Now, if I had to purchase all my own stuff, what I would do is simply buy the nice large muslin blankets from Aiden and Anise, or the off-brand that's available at most grocery stores, because that's a blanket that you can get so many uses out of. You can do swaddling. When your child gets older, you can use it as a sheet. You can use it for breastfeeding to get some coverage, throw it over the stroller or the car seat. It's a blanket. It goes on and on. And if you're concerned about the difficulty in swaddling, especially at night, late at night and things like that, don't be. It's the same as learning to ride a bike. It's challenging at first, and then it's as easy as riding a bike. So that's my 2 cents on that matter. Still sticking with the sleep here. You are going to need these, yes. the sleepers with the feet, and these ones happen to have the little mittens built right into them, which are nice. But what you're really looking for here, guys, is a zipper that starts at the top. So this is so nice and easy. We still depend on these for our daughter, and she is now 8.5 months old, coming up on 9 months here really quickly. And this is just so nice when she's struggling, when she's at the end of her wits at the end of the night and we have to get her PJs on. It's just a zip. That's it. Now, I did rather have some that had the zipper, but you had to actually thread the zipper in, you know, just like how you have to do with your coat. And that's a pain in the butt. Try to find one that just has it already threaded for you. So basically it starts at the bottom, it's already all threaded, don't have to worry about any of that, and just saying it's easy and it's getting caught. Zip it up and you're done. Okay, next thing. So this is a suggestion if you have cloth diapers. You are going to need pants that are too big for your son or daughter, because those cloth diapers take up a lot more space than a disposable diaper. And if you can find, they do have these pants with the elastic sizers in here. So here, let me just undo this real quick. You can see this pair of pants, or it's a capri actually, is meant for an 18-month-old. So it's nice and big here, and again, it's a capri, that's why it's so short. However, you can get it super teeny tiny so that my daughter, who wears a 3 to 6 month old size, can wear it, and they get nice and snug there. So I do love these. If you can find them, they're awesome. Even if you can't find them with the elastic sizer in them, simply just buy a pair of pants that's a few sizes too big. And the worst that's going to happen is the waist is going to ride up to their stomach, and then you roll up the bottom of the pants. Okay, moving on to the Great Outdoors. This is an essential that we've found for our daughter. Now, you might have a child who likes to crawl, which is what they're supposed to do. That's great for them developmentally. However, our daughter just really dislikes being on the ground in that way. She really likes to toddle around on pieces of furniture or be held up by us, so that she's in a standing position. And so we found very essential for her a little pair of shoes in size 0. This is so that when we are over at people's houses or we're outdoors on wood chips and things like that, we can put her on the ground without having to worry that her feet are going to be exposed to something unsavory, or that she'll get little splinters in her toes. So size 0 shoes we found essential. And okay, sticking with outdoors, you guys have already seen this if you saw my packing video, what we brought for a mini vacation, but we found a sun hat to be essential. Now, we tried on a few at the store, and then I've also been gifted a few different sun hats in the meantime. And this one by iPlay is the best one I have found, because it keeps its bill shape so it doesn't sink in front of her, so she wants to pull it off of her head. And then it also has this little neck guard here, and what's awesome for us is it can get super duper small and it's not going to get ruined, you know. It's nothing you have to worry about packing. Easy to wash. I've washed it only once, and it still looks as beautiful as the day that we bought it. And again, this is by iPlay, and they have a ton of different patterns. This is just the one I chose because I wanted something that would be unisex, so my next little one could use it as well. And okay, now we've got to turn our minds forward to this upcoming winter, unfortunately. I know we're probably not ready to acknowledge that winter is going to be coming yet, but you are going to need a hat for your little one. However, you don't want one of those indoor baby caps that's like, you know, this short, teeny tiny. You want a nice long stocking cap that's at least, I'd say, 4.5, 5 inches long, because you want something that's going to cover their ears, and then also something that when you're fiddling around with hoods, when they're moving their head around their car seat, that this isn't going to fall off. So a nice long stocking cap. And the other thing that we found essential, and again, we had our daughter in the fall, so she was itty bitty teeny tiny over the winter, is one of these snowsuits. So we had about 3 or 4 of these. Luckily, we were gifted all of them in varying thicknesses and sizes. And these things are so awesome, guys, when you have really, really little ones. I could see that once she starts walking, something like this might be constrictive to her. You know, we might have to switch to the traditional snow pants and coat. However, when she was itty bitty teeny tiny, again, months maybe 1 through 5, I just loved these things so much because I could pack her up in it and know that she was super duper warm, throw her on underneath my coat and know that I could go out in the really, really cold temperatures that we had this year and I didn't have to be concerned for her safety. So that ends up all the things that we found to be essential for our daughter. And then also some suggestions there on ways to go as far as sizing and things of that nature. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.